You're listening to Small Business Talk with Jerry. Sit in on great conversations with entrepreneurs who risk everything chasing the American dream.
Everyone, here we are with Small Business Talk with Jerry. I'm Jerry. We've been through this. We have some great guests with us tonight. We're going to talk about our feature, I should say, is Rochester Clinic and the Lotus Health Foundation. So I'll let these guys introduce themselves and we'll get to it. Tiff, how about we start with you?
Good evening, Tiffany Olson. I am a project manager at the Mayo Clinic in radiology, and then I also sit with Elder Network as a part of their board. Excited for this conversation because I am also moonlighting and helping them with their symposium. So more to come on what that results in.
I'm so excited. My name is May. I'm the founder of a Lotus Health Foundation. It's a nonprofit arm of a Rochester clinic. I'm also working at a Rochester clinic, so make sure that we operate our clinic that can serve the needs in the community.
Good evening, Dr. Jimmy Lai from Rochester Clinic. I'm a podiatrist by training. I oversees the direction of the clinic, what we want to focus on, what project we want to take on. Of course, approval from my upper management.
Do we know your upper management by chance?
I think so.
I think so. Well, you guys have already done one episode, so we were able to kind of talk about the origins of Rochester Clinic, how you guys got started. So if you guys have missed that, we're probably not going to jump into that tonight. We've already done that, but you can grab a past episode. But now through some chats, sounds like you guys have shifted a little bit, shifted focus. What are you doing now? What's different?
I don't think we shifted the focus per se.
Okay.
We will still be very lifestyle medicine driven, but what I feel that is lifestyle medicine is just not enough.
Okay.
Because when we talk about lifestyle medicine, it's a whole person approach. But when we
So I'm going to interrupt you because it's rude and it's what I do. But give us just a quick overview of lifestyle medicine. What do you mean by that?
Well, lifestyle medicine is the way we look at the root cause of every disease. And by looking at the basic 6 pillars of a healthy lifestyle, from nutrition, including the avoidance of risky substances, physical activity, stress management, and then the social networking, your sleep, and your passion. And so we look at that. And another...
I thought we just took more drugs. No, that's not.
Well, one of the projects we have with CDC is produce prescription. So to us, the drug is vegetables.
Sure.
It's acceptable. We do the vegetable. And then another thing is with the lifestyle medicine approach, it's a whole person approach. And we are emphasizing on the education, empowering, and the person has to take the responsibility of their own health. And when we talk about the whole person approach, I just feel like when we did the lifestyle medicine traditionally, I just didn't feel that it's a whole person approach. Of course, our assessment is, but when we do the testing, when we do the treatment, I just didn't think that there was whole enough. Okay. And that's why we brought in the functional medicine. It's looking at the function of the system and how we adopt a lot of testing. It's not overly overwhelming, but it's more complete. Look at the whole system.
And then a little easier for people to understand,
right,
as a patient, as a client.
Right. Because when we don't want to just do 1 or 2 tests, and then we can still know, well, this lab's up or down, but we still don't really know what is the root cause, what is causing this issue. And that's why it's a more comprehensive test. Look at upstream, downstream of the problem we're looking at to look at the root cause. And that's how we adopt the functional medicine. And then when we treat the patient, especially in podiatry, it's a lot of foot and ankle injury, chronic pain. A lot of time, we just didn't give body enough power to heal. What I mean is we didn't induce any regeneration, how to repair. No, we cannot just more. I think that's too passive. And that's why we brought in the regenerative medicine. We brought in different modalities of treatment, like the stem cells, like the peptide, like the laser. Just want to help body regenerate a little bit, and then re-emphasize biomechanics.
So you do discuss or will talk with patients about peptides?
We will, yes.
Oh, okay.
And
That's unique. I mean, and I go to our big clinic that's here in town. That's where my insurance covers. We've discussed this, and I mentioned peptides that I've done research on, and they don't even talk to me about it.
Right. And if you want to talk about peptide, I realized that one of the peptides in the market right now, actually, I did that. That was from the lab I worked on more than 20 years ago before I went to medical school. And that was the lab. And that is in the market right now.
Better call them up for some royalties, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. And so even that time we were doing the research, we just didn't call it peptide.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's
That's
nothing new.
No. But when you're at a lot of the clinics, they make it sound scary, like it's
Right.
or a waste of time. It's not real. It's like they're real. This is
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing. So
that was the
that's great
research
to
I did.
know.
Yeah. That's right.
Function, does that then also include kind of that fitness component or that holistic?
It is a whole for holistic approach, but the focus is on the function and the focus on the system instead of just one disease at a time or one organ at a time. Even though lifestyle medicine we emphasize on the whole person approach, but the functional medicine give us even more the systems biology side of the assessment.
I always find that so interesting when you a sore back or something, and the chiropractor's like, well, actually, this is the culprit up here in the top of your neck.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Right.
Oh, my hip hurts. Well, no, you've got, tight ankles. And if you worked on ankle mobility, now this would be better.
Yeah.
That always seems to be the.
Right. And then, as I mentioned, that in lower extremity, the majority of problems have a biomechanical component, and that's why we emphasize the importance of biomechanics. And that's how we change. It's not really change our focus. It's just bring in all those philosophies together to form a more comprehensive regenerative functional lifestyle medicine with biomechanics.
Then, if I look at this, all this, the four components that you're talking about, the lifestyle medicine is a foundation.
Yes.
So, for example, if somebody call in and say, I feel miserable, and I am the, like around the 40 to 50 age of a woman, and I feel so fatigued, and I have a hot flash, and I really, I have the crying spell. I really don't know what's going on, but all my tests come out normal. My physician told me that it's all in my head. Well, for lifestyle medicine would be a foundation. Normally I will check with them that what is your eating pattern and what is your lifestyle. But if sounds like they have more room to improve, if I hear they intake something that really cause the body inflammation, or they have a achy knee or joint pain that they couldn't move, that's why they don't move a lot, or even as simple as a walk, then we know that the lifestyle wise they have a lot more room to improve. So before we even move up to the ladder to talk about their cellular level or regenerative medicine, we want them to have a foundation set up and say, okay, now move at this point, let's do first level of strip out your problem food that causes your body ache, and then include more of the food that actually can help you function better. And then when we talk about the functional medicine, it's a very deeper whole person approach, and you say like, okay, let's listen to your medical history, your family history, your symptom, and let's sort out that what test that we should do to cover your the big picture of your health situation right now, and then the provider will discuss in more detail and lay out the treatment plan.
Absolutely. So, for example, I have one patient coming in with unknown pain, everything, And when we went through the diet, everything was great. And I just got her results back from using the functional medicine test. And apparently she was having way too much saturated fat and not enough vegetable, just from the test alone. It would tell me that. So when I see the patient next time, I'm going to drill into what exactly you're eating. And just like I mentioned, lifestyle medicine is really the foundation, and we use functional medicine as the diagnostic, and then regenerative medicine as to help body heal, and biomechanics look at the structure. And then people sometimes when they hear about functional medicine, their impressions is you're doing a lot of tests and then sell me a lot of supplements. But what I like to tell patients is always test, don't guess. Don't look at the Dr. Google or your friends and you just eat this, eat that. And it's really test, don't guess. And the second thing is look at your lifestyle first. Now, if you have a lot of cortisol, what can you do in your life to reduce it? No, so to go to lifestyle first. And then the number 3 is really treat them as medication. And number 4, work with a provider who can really prescribe and look at the medication because they are really medication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't just talk to anyone who say I can manage if they're not.
Yeah.
So really the 4 things I recommend.
Well, I mean, over the years we've seen, I mean, using weight loss as an example, we've seen so many, these diet fads, and it's these great systems, and they all. But at the end of the day, whatever shake or a drink or pill or gummy or whatever they're selling you, it all comes with how to change your diet, how much to move your exercise. It's like, folks, just if you understand what you're putting in your body, and then you follow the diet exercise or the exercise side of it, you get. I mean, the calorie deficit loses the weight. It's the exercise that keeps you in shape, and all these fads, whether it's Atkins, it's carnivore, it's Malibu, it's Mediterranean. I mean, there's the list goes on and on and on. At the end of the day, they're not very different.
Right.
But you go in. I mean, I've been. You guys know what I've been through the last year and a half, and when you try to do that without guidance, it's hard.
Yeah.
First off, and you get frustrated and you quit, which is what most people do, and it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, it really can, and I never thought losing weight could be dangerous. If you'd have told me that when I was 350 pounds, I'd be like, stop. It can't be more dangerous than being 350 pounds. But there's a right way to do it, and there's a lot of wrong ways.
Right.
So I'm really glad that you guys are here to help people and move through that.
Right.
So what else? Have you added anything else besides the functional medicine?
Functional medicine, regenerative medicine, besides the peptide or anything injection. Well, I also have a class 4 laser. Class 4 meaning that's the most powerful laser in the market. It's really the medical use, not for the cosmetic. And that is going to
But we
drive.
can do tumblers and things with it, can't we? Make some nice crafts.
I know, I
No?
wish. No. So that is the laser that delivers the energy into the cellular level to promote the ATP production from the mitochondria. Mitochondria is the power plant in the cells to produce more energy to heal from there. And so it is a part of the regenerative medicine. And the beauty is most of the time we're able to have patients reduce the pain to almost zero when they walk out the office. The difference is how long it will last. No, depends on the severity, how long it has been. No, but a lot of time we'll be able to get the pain down right on spot.
Wow.
Without medication, without injection.
Oh, sounds like quite an investment too.
Don't tell my wife.
So, and do you have? So we have. I'm drawing a blank. We have functional medicine that you've added, regenerative medicine,
lifestyle medicine,
medicine,
and biomechanics. Right. If we don't fix the structure, we're not going to fix the root cause.
Sure. That's interesting. That's really so. And you guys are. I mean, this I do want to cover at least now or later. But one thing I talked about in the last podcast we did, and this sounds really superficial, but to me it's a big deal. When I had a hip replaced a year and a half ago, And to try and get into Mayo Clinic, what a nightmare. I mean, it's so much. I work downtown. I'm about 4 blocks from the clinic. So for me, it's much quicker to walk to the clinic 4 blocks than to try and drive 4 blocks, park, and I'm still walking at least 2 or 3 blocks from the parking ramp into the building. And but now do that when you need a hip replaced, walking 4 blocks, and that just gets you to the front door. When you're at the front door, how far are you from the desk you need to be at? I mean, you could literally be another 1,000 steps, And again, when like today, my goal is to hit 10,000 steps every day. Some days I'm at 8 or 9, some days I'm at 17, but that's my goal. When you need a hip replaced or a knee replaced, I mean, you deal with foot and ankle issues, 1,000 steps extra, that's, I mean, sometimes it's almost impossible. And when I come to see you, I mean, I'm what, a mile and a half away, 2 miles away from you guys, not 4 blocks. But if I'm going to a Mayo Clinic appointment, which I'm 4 blocks away from, I have to leave my desk about a half hour or 35 minutes before my appointment so that I can get there on time and check in and be ready. If I'm coming to you for an appointment, you're 2 miles away from me. I need to leave about 6 minutes before my appointment. I pull in, I drive right up Broadway. You pull in the parking lot. When I pull in the parking lot, I get out of my truck. I mean, it's 30 steps or less to the front door. When I get to the front door, the desk I need to be at is 9 feet away. I mean, 15 feet at the most. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, you guys are, and people are so friendly. I really have to commend you. You guys have really done a great job with that clinic. You really
So
have.
make up your mind. Do you want the steps or do you want the?
I want no pain.
You could walk the 2 miles.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you invite her?
I know there's a big campus. I remember when I just started out my fellowship there, more than 20 years ago, there were a lot less buildings than now.
Sure.
But even at that time, at the beginning, I would carry a map with me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was afraid when I was walking and someone would look at my name tag and Mayo people, and then they would grab me and say, "Where is this building?" And I would have to turn around, look at my map.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're from Texas. You must know Bob. No, it doesn't work like that. So now, how long? I know we've covered this before too, but how long has Rochester Clinic been in business?
16 years.
16 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How about Loris Health Foundation?
I think we complete 10 years. This is the 11th year.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
I mean, this year we actually technically celebrate the 15th anniversary and 10th anniversary. So yeah, it's been a while.
That's awesome.
But I think time flies. It's so fun to do the nonprofit work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of your area too. I mean, you've been a big part of more than just Elder Network.
Yeah. With Elder Network, I'm working on what? 14 years probably in some capacity of being connected to them. But yeah, I don't know. There's certainly a calling when it comes to nonprofit because it's not for the money.
Yeah.
It's a calling and passion is one of the 6 house pillars that we have. When you have that drive, you find that you wake up in the morning, you just get so excited. You don't care about where you're going to pay. In fact, it probably costs us to do the community work, but it's so fulfilling.
Yeah, and
my nonprofit years haven't been very fulfilling. I can say that. But we never tried for nonprofit years, so that's maybe the difference.
But that's the reason we are still doing the clinic, right? People talk about burnout in healthcare, and I think May and I, a lot of time, we feel like deal with the insurance company again. But then you think about, after work, we're going to another full-time job is the nonprofit.
Sure.
And they get us all excited, and that's how we get our days going.
So, with Rochester Clinic, be able to help see patient with a lot of chronic diseases. And we found that it would take forever to talk about lifestyle medicine to every single person at the exam room.
Well, it's right. I was going to say it's not, but lifestyle medicine. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's more about educating than treating. I mean, isn't it? I mean, and that's difficult.
Right.
I mean,
right.
well, you guys know Denise Fry.
Yeah.
We had a dinner. My wife and I had dinner with her husband last night because she's going to co-host next week's podcast, and then she signed up for one of her own. With her, hers is a nonprofit, but it's a social enterprise. It's close. I mean, but and we talked about that, and I said the hard part with what she does with the talking to parents on how to talk to their kids about drugs is it's all about education. It's less about promotion.
Yeah.
And because people think they know how to do, and they have no idea. They think they know how to do what she's trying to teach them, like they don't need her. And it's like the education is you need to educate them that they don't know what they think they know. And that is so difficult. And that's where I see with the lifestyle medicine, I can see where that, as rewarding as it is to help people, it's got to be frustrating when you're trying to educate someone who thinks they know as much as you do about it.
Right.
That's difficult, in putting it nicely.
And here is it just when you run into some thick skulls, and it's just like they're not listening, nothing just go into their head. But then education is really a big part of lifestyle medicine.
Yeah,
you need to educate them so you can inspire them or scare them to take the responsibility.
That's what it took for me. I mean, a year and a half ago, I thought I was going to die. I mean, literally. And it was one of those things going, I've had a good life. I mean, that was my first response. It's like, I've done all right. I feel good. When it's over, it's over. And then you start kind of sinking in that, yeah, but when it's over, it's really over. I mean, I'm not ready for that, and then you decide and the only one that can make those changes is you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now doing it by yourself, that's hard because I didn't know what to do. It's like when I first started going to the gym, I literally hired the trainer before I committed to the gym because me going to a gym, I mean, I didn't know what to do. I probably wasn't going to be, I wasn't going to be efficient. I wasn't going to get a lot done. And I probably going to hurt myself. I mean, be fair, if you're going to try and be the tough guy, you're going to lift this or lift that. And it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, and same thing here, I know how to eat. I've been doing it since I was a baby, but how to eat well, how to eat the right things, you and I've had the conversation about the, methylated genetics test,
right?
Like you said, test, don't guess.
Right.
And, so what's your opinion of that? Is that something that would be important for people to do that are trying to make major changes, or is that a waste of time?
It depends on everyone's situation. We still recommend genetic testing if we have done some tests and we still cannot figure out what it is. And then methylation, especially methylation, is a big thing to check.
Okay.
But then another issue we have in healthcare is talk is really cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Insurance doesn't really pay for just talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it would be difficult again. Like you said, once you get in the exam room, if you're going to educate someone, you don't give a good education on anything in 5 minutes.
Right.
It takes time.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're a doctor, doctors, lawyers. Time's expensive.
Right.
Time is expensive, and especially if you're talking to someone that's not going to take it home with them. It's not going to listen.
Yeah.
And that's important to have the Lotus Health Foundation to do the education, and not only giving time to do education. Another big part is food. Now you tell people how to eat healthy, and their first reaction is, "Am I going to eat 3 bars?"
Right? Yeah.
And then secondly, if you get, let's have some quinoa, has some turmeric, and they'll say, what are they?
Yeah.
They're not going to buy. But with mass cooking, people can try.
Oh my gosh. What, 2 years ago? You invited me to sit and talk. And then she says, we'll do lunch. They had like a lettuce salad, like a spring salad. And she puts this dressing on. And I could not pick out the flavor. I just couldn't. And I mean, I like to cook.
Sure.
So that's fun for me, is to kind of go, ooh, what's in this? And try to reverse engineer it. You know what I mean? You try to guess that. And that dressing was amazing. And I couldn't figure out what it was. It was made out of cashews.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know that was, I mean, I know what a cashew is. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that you could make a dressing out of cashews and other things, of course. But it was amazing.
And I think with your demos are always so helpful, because to say, I ate cashew dressing, you're gonna be like, I could never make that. I would never know how. You know,
Yeah.
but then once you see somebody starting to
Yeah, it's like I
teach you the
lettuce and a cashew, and it's just not
Yeah.
the same.
And May's not afraid of sharing her recipe.
Yeah.
Because she probably doesn't use the same recipe twice anyway.
That's true. Because not right now we have online Lotus House online community. So I record some cooking demo. I post the recipe. But one of our long-term volunteers say, I enjoy working with May, but I'm going to warn you that she doesn't follow her recipe all the time.
Well, you were just on Midwest.
Midwest Access.
Yes, Midwest Access. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes, that was really interesting. That was fun. It made me want to be there for it. I wanted to be part of it. It's just, and I'm outgoing-ish, kinda, I guess, but there's not a lot of things that I look at and go, ooh, I want to be there. I want to be part of that, and just knowing you and that was how watching that. That's how I felt, and I thought that was really cool, man, really cool.
You have
Thank
that energy,
you.
made it.
Yes, well, it is. 'Cause
Draw
that's-
people in.
most people when I watch them do something like that, like, wow, they're awkward. This is weird. Really, that's I try not to say it out loud a lot unless I'm recording it, I guess. But no, watching that, it was really fun. It was just like, boy, I wish I was part of this. It was very cool.
Thank you so much. So, with nutrition is one of the 6 health pillars, and quite frankly, that's the most important element. If people put the wrong fuel into their body, just like you put your diesel into your loving car.
Well, you have to tell this story to someone who knows car.
Jerry, put your diesel in.
Yes, no, I do not put diesel. We have had to take diesel out of cars because they've been towed to us because they put the wrong one in. That has happened. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really jeopardizing body. So I hope
It does.
people can understand that. But also, probably not many people know that there's a pharmacy, FARMACY community, a pharmacy RX community garden right outside of Rochester Clinic. And that's a pharmacy, as Dr. J mentioned, that we want to call you Dr. J because we do have the healing step to wellness with Dr. J. And so he has a health talk and then follow with the recipe. So
we need a new logo for Rochester Clinic.
Yeah.
Dr. Y doing the big book, the big Dr. J. That's a little.
The garden become our pharmacy, but not only that, I see the garden actually encompass the 6 health pillar. Why? Because we gather all the volunteers from the community, from medical school students, and when they come here, we work out the project together. We have fun, and we get a sunlight. We have a good sleep, and we connect together. The social connection, a great community. And we also share the produce that coming from the garden. I cook, I share the recipe. It is a nice way of making a new friends, and also that where the food's going to. Besides sharing among the volunteers, we also share with other nonprofit organizations. And as we did a lot of a project last year, we were crazy. We had about 12 projects last year. We still survived. And then constantly, I was able to use the ingredients from the garden to make those dishes. But think about this. If you believe in energy, when you are happy, when you have a passion, you devote that to something and share that with your family, friends. That energy is so positive, and that's why I believe in the healing power is from the beginning, that the origin of your food. You want to have the food coming out the good soil, and actually Father blessed by all these volunteers, watch them grow. And if you have a chance to see how Dr. J watch his baby watermelon sprout the ground and then measure them every week at a time whether should harvest it or not. And at the point of when we cut it, you will taste the best watermelon.
Not only that, I have several varieties. You never know what colors you will get.
Oh,
And talk about passion. No, Wei Lin is another volunteer. She's a retired family doctor from Mayo. And we two started to talk about what we're going to plant, what seed we're going to buy. Um, as soon as the tar was collected, everything was the garden was done last year. We just started to plan for the next year, what seed to plant already. So she has some seed started already. So we'll see how it goes.
So this is a great talking point. Starting from the food, starting from the garden, and then what the garden can do for people in the community, for elderly folks. They can come here. It doesn't matter whether for age from 1 to 100. You can pick up anything you feel comfortable to be part of it. And that's why we are so passionate about promoting this kind of a concept to the community. And Rochester is a medical town where Mayo Clinic is. And how do we bring this concept to the community with a great...
It's a town of pharmacies is what it is. Like PHARM is what it is. It's you guys are making it a medical town. I think it's a pharmacy town right now. But yes, I love the direction that you guys have. I mean, Rochester's been known for medical for years, but it's, and I don't want to bash Mayo. They're a fantastic facility, but I mean, every doctor I have been in to see until meeting you guys, I mean, very few of the doctors have ever talked very much about the changes I have to make. It's about the medicines I have to take, not, and it's like when you walk in, and I had this out with a dietitian at Mayo. They wanted me to get a surgery for weight loss. And so I went through their class, which was a surgeon, a dietitian, and a psychologist. And when I decided I wasn't going to do the surgery because I didn't think it was safe and I didn't want all the lifelong headaches that come with it, the side effects, I called the dietitian a few days later and I said, you give us this diet of what we're going to be allowed to eat, once the surgery's done, and it's not very much. Then you have to have some supplements because you're not going to have the nutrition from the food because you're not eating enough food. So if I just follow the diet that you laid out for, after surgery and the supplements, that's the same thing, right? Because I mean, the surgery, you don't go into surgery fat and come out skinny. I mean, it's, and she laughed at me, which I did not take very well. I'm not really usually a triggered person, but it was a tough time. And she laughed at me and said, people don't do that. And I said, and so of course, because I'm a jerk, I said, I was in the class, there's a surgeon, a dietitian, and a psychologist. I said, I meant to call the dietitian. Did I call the psychologist? And she says, no, this is, and I won't say her first name because you may know her, but she says, no, this is so-and-so. I'm the dietitian. Okay, well, since you're the dietitian, why don't you stay in your lane? I don't really care what you think of the human psyche. I would like the answer to my question. And then she got really mad at me, kind of. And I said, well, you kind of asked for that. You laughed at me. And then she stops. And I was like, I'm not usually a triggered person. I don't usually go, but I said, I don't take getting laughed at very well when I'm trying to be serious. This is a big deal to me. And she actually, she apologized and I did too. And we came together. Now I talk to her, probably once every 5-6 weeks and we get along great, but it didn't start great, and I did that. I did just follow kind of that diet and the supplements. And, it was 131 pounds in less than 10 months, but I lost so much muscle. I did. I mean, it wasn't the right way. I had a hip that had to be replaced. I had 3 hernias. So I had all these surgeries coming up. I really couldn't go to the gym with either of those issues. I couldn't go for a walk, not for very far. It hurt. So I just had to find a way to get rid of the weight. And then I did it. And then I was just a unfit, thinner, fat guy, but there was you think, boy, a guy lose 131 pounds, you should look great. No, not if you're not working out, not if you're not building muscle, not if you go from this huge pear-shaped guy to this slightly smaller pear-shaped guy. It doesn't, so listening to the lifestyle medicine and functional medicine, and this makes a lot of sense to me that I wish I would have understood before.
Well, and I think, like you said before, you had to do it or die.
Yeah, that's really what it came
And
down
I think
to.
that's the same thing with anybody that is needing a change is how to get them to meet you at that change management.
Yeah.
Where food demos or gardening or like this year for Elder Network Scala, we're focusing on play. Well, I think people think that they are too old. Where gardening could be their play, playing cards could be their play. Like it's just that like meeting them where you need to be to have them understand.
Well, if you can, and like you said, if you can get, like you said, gardening, playing cards, if you can get someone out of that lounger, right, get them off the couch, just even to play cards, which is kind of getting out of the couch to get in a chair, but get them out of their routine and make them understand how much fun you can have interacting with people. And now we can, next month we can take it to the next step. We can go for a walk, or we can interact outside, instead of playing, cards at the kitchen table, as we sit around my poker table in our podcast.
So, 2 points. Rochester Foundation actually got a Olson County grant a couple of years ago. So we had a respect garden for people who have trouble bending, and also purchase some gardening chair.
That's a chip grant.
Yeah, chip grant.
Okay.
So this is something, if you're concerned about back or knee, we can accommodate that. That's number one. And number two is weight loss. People talk about GLP-1. Research has shown that more than 30% of the fat loss comes from muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other option they gave me. They wanted me, they offered me Ozempic to start. And then my insurance didn't cover it. And so then they went down the list and they found a GLP-1 that my insurance would cover. But they wanted me to get on it because my A1C was 11.7. And so so then I went into that and like, oh, you'll lose weight and it'll be great and all this. Well, then you start looking at the side effects. It's like, wow, okay. And what I did wasn't right, but I went to between 800 and 1200 calories. That's what they said I would have to do if I had surgery. And I literally followed the handbook as if I'd had the stomach sleeve. No, sleeve. The sleeve.
Okay.
Yep. And I followed the diet as if I'd had the sleeve without having the sleeve. And I was 350 pounds, so I was tired all the time. I could get 9.5 hours of sleep. By 2:00 in the afternoon, I needed a nap. I'm not a napper, but at 2:00 in the afternoon, I was just dead tired. And then by 5:00, I felt pretty good again. I could stay up till 8 or 9, 10, or like 9, 10, and not a problem. But yeah, that 2:00 in the afternoon, I could get 9 hours of good sleep, and it just didn't matter.
You just didn't have enough fuel in your body.
Well, I'm saying like when I was 350 pounds.
Sure.
Then when I started losing weight, it actually got a little worse because now I had no fuel. And so now that I'm eating more and, I work out, I spend time at the gym, you do all the things. It's like now, I'm sleeping 6.5 hours, and at 2:00 in the afternoon, I don't get tired. I just, now this time of night, it's 5 after 7. I'm about an hour and a half away from bedtime for me right now. I get up at 4 now, the alarm goes off at 4 to go to the gym. So now I do get tired, but at night, my days are great.
Yeah. So we try to look at the information that's beneficial to the community. So for example, we have an annual community of wellness symposium in Gala. This year, my topic is actually sarcopenia, muscle loss.
Okay.
That some people don't really realize. And for example, you talk about GLP-1, 30% of weight loss is in the muscles. But at the same time, muscle is the largest organ to use glucose. Now, the muscle loss actually will increase your risk of insulin resistance again. So that's something that people don't usually realize. And that's what I'm going to talk about at the symposium. And I think that's for me to explain what the symposium is.
Yeah.
So
when is it, first off?
So first of all, the symposium way back to 10 years ago when we started this idea. Well, this year is our 8th annual event, but because of pandemic that we rested for 2 years.
Sure.
So the symposium idea is to bring on the health experts outside of Rochester and also the experts in Rochester, but majority of them are more like a national speaker because I mentioned this is a medical town. So we introduced some experts that bring their credibility and also share their knowledge with medical professionals at Grand Round, medical Grand Round. So that's a symposium. So that is a 2-day education, several presentation. I would say because our goal is to help the general public to understand all these principles, which include a topic like nutrition, the diabetes, brain health, cancer, and also like Dr. Lai is going to talk about the sarcopenia. GI, we have the international well-known gut health doctor coming,
Dr. B.
Dr. B. And also Dr. Joe Furman is a longevity and vitality expert, and he is a nutritarian diet physician. So we have all these experts coming around the world. In fact, Brenda Davis, regional dietitian, is coming from the Canada. So we bring the best presenter come to Rochester at the Mayo City Center. Entertain the group is considered retreat for people to enjoy all the great lectures, but also a lot of fun activities such as the sound bowl healing. We also have the stretch.
We'll do the breathing, we'll
and
do
breathing.
the resistance training.
Yeah, and walk with the dog. We also are going to have a fantastic food, breakfast and lunch buffet. So I think food is the number one thing that past event participants brag about.
Yeah.
Even for the speakers, they have been traveling around the world, and they say that they have not had such a great food at other places. So we are very proud to roll out this only lifestyle medicine conference in Minnesota, actually, Minnesota. And Dr. J, can you also talk about for the healthcare professionals, what is this so unique to them?
Okay, so I actually want to do a little bit defense for Mayo Clinic. No, I did my fellowship there. No, in terms of lifestyle, lifestyle was recognized by American Medical Association as a specialty in 2019. So before that, there was really no board certification in lifestyle medicine. This concept really picked up after 2019. And then so Mayo has 2 residency programs, family medicine and physical medicine rehab. And they have the so-called lifestyle medicine curriculum to prepare residents to be board certified in lifestyle medicine. And then at the same time, this year our keynote speaker is a current president of American Medical Association, Dr. Bobby McMullen. He is the first lifestyle medicine board certified physician to lead AMA. So lifestyle medicine is really different right now, and we didn't really have that concept before. So I want to do a little bit defense right there.
And how long has the AMA been around? I mean, do you know? I don't.
AMA a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. It is so Dr. Bobby is one of the most powerful people in American healthcare. So it is our honor to have him here.
Wow.
And I don't think any sitting AMA president has been doing community events before. So this is pretty new to any.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
And another special thing about our event is not only is a CME event. The CME event is the continuing medical education for physicians.
I did not know what that meant.
And not only is a CME event, it's also an approved event for people who are board certified in lifestyle medicine. Anyone who is board certified in lifestyle medicine, there is we call the maintenance of certification mark period of 5 years. In these 5 years, they have to obtain at least 30 credits from the.
So if you go to enough of these, you get to pick your own prize off the board. Is that...
30 credits from the approved lifestyle medicine conferences. And our event is an approved conference.
That's great.
Very few.
So anyone who is board certified in large size medicine like myself, I can attend our event, get up to 15.5 credits to toward the 30 credit every 5
That's
years.
quite an accomplishment. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Really is.
This is an Oscar event. We roll out the red carpet
Awesome.
in our backyard.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And the CMEs are not just for docs. Like I could use them for my X-ray
Oh, really?
or,
Yeah.
you know, dietitians or
Okay.
PT. You know, all of those you can use those credits.
The
Okay.
highest
Anyone who's
Against keeping
requiring
your
the
other degrees.
CEU
Mhm.
can be substituted with the CME.
But I think you downplayed the amount of the symposium, right? So it's 2 days of education, but it's a kickoff gala on the Wednesday, and
you
it's
are right.
or a kickoff networking,
Social, yeah.
and then a gala to
Yes.
wrap it up, and they invite vendors across Rochester to come and have booth space to support, you know, those that are in attendance and educate that way. So it certainly is education, both in the lectures and the food and the booths and the
Well,
And in the local business.
I'll tell you, I have nothing but respect for anyone in any facet of business, whether it's medical or it just doesn't matter what type of business you're in. When you take on education, that's a huge undertaking. It's so important, but it's so difficult, and that's why most people don't do it. I mean, really, that's it. I really honestly, I just love you guys. I mean, the effort that you put in, and the fact that you just want to do more. That's amazing. I mean, it really is. You guys are very unique
Yeah.
people. I mean,
So-
it's awesome.
Yeah, for the CME, even though those are all well-known national speakers, international speakers, they understand that this is a community event. So they have really used the layman terms in their presentations.
So you don't have to be. I mean, so if you're not a doctor, if I go to this, I'll understand what you guys are talking about.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
and I designed that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's great.
Actually,
actually, there was a concern when we talked to the CME certifying accrediting organization. They said this is a community event. Are we able to be qualified for CME? That's for doctors. And the organization told us that we're looking at the content, whether it's true, it's scientific based. We're looking at that, not your language, how you deliver.
Mhm.
So that's how we can accomplish both.
So you can be educational and not pretentious at the same time.
well, and
That's
so
great.
it's a fun because you come out just like Tiffany mentioned. I love Tiffany to dear because she helped. We have a pretty large committee group.
Yes, you have an amazing committee, and they all want to help. They're just as invested as,
Wow.
as
Yeah.
Dr. Lamy are. But I mean, there's
That's a lot involved behind the scene, quite frankly. So so what and every year we push ourselves to bigger, to be more, to at least have fun. So there is a session like Thursday evening. I'm going to be kind of giving people a teaser that one of our most well-known speakers, physician in the world is Dr. Boswick. That he is a GI doctor, and for himself and the Regis dietitian Brenda Davis, myself, that we are going to be on stage to have a fun session. It's called the recipe makeover.
Right.
Bring on your recipe, your family favorite recipe, and we will help you to convert into the healthy, tasty version.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
that's
That's
something
cool.
that
Fat Guys Unite. We are going to a symposium.
the idea comes from people usually say, "Oh, I have high cholesterol. My siblings have high cholesterol. My parents have high cholesterol. My grandparents did." So it's genetic. It runs in the family. But think about in the population, there are only 2%, up to 2% people who are genetic, with high cholesterol genes. 2%. And how come there's so many people taking the statins?
Well, you like what your parents made. Your
Yes.
parents liked what their parents made, and you hand it down. It's just like an attitude. It just follows the generations.
Absolutely. And that's why we got the idea. If people love their family recipes and we want them to be healthy, now that's where the May and Brenda and Dr. B will come in to help you tweak a little bit your
Yeah.
family recipe to make it healthy.
that's what we talked to that one day about I grew up on dairy. You guys did not. That's not common in cuisine.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we have a way to turn some cheesy flavor or traditional dishes to healthier version, vegetarian version. So I mean, people still can enjoy their food, but they can be very healthy and become very healthy.
What
And
was that Parmesan?
the Parmesan,
That was made out of.
these are a flaxseed, which is a lot of
Yep.
omega-3, and we have a nutritional yeast, B12, and you can have a nuts and seeds, anything you like to ground in together. Should I share with everybody my secret recipe? It's a 3 equal part, and you have a touch of a salt mixed together.
Sure.
You can shake on top of your soup or your salad. That kind of a blend and not only give you a very good flavor, cheesy flavor, but also give you B12, omega-3, and good fat from the nuts and seeds and mineral. I mean, why not, right? And then
You very much thought you were eating Parmesan. It was interesting. Yeah.
so I have to say that this year the theme is longevity and vitality.
Yes.
And I think, the reason we also invite, one of the big reason we invite Tiffany, not only she's a very talented, but also with her background and passion with senior folks that you serve.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that we all can learn together, grow together in this community. And don't take aging is your fate. Okay. Don't take, like, especially women, don't let your physician talk you down, say it's about aging, even you are only 39 years old. No.
Oh, to be 39.
So and then with our Dr. J and I, we have been contributing to a monthly health talk and a cooking demo at a 125 Live. And look at how many senior friends they over a period of time they actually grow happier. And one person, she actually was on our Facebook testimony that she lost 20 plus pounds over a year, and just by helping us do all this community thing and not and in change one step at a time, and she feel much happier. And
Yeah.
a lot of people stood up, very very cool, they stood up and just a testimony say, I learned so much from this talk.
Well, I want to clarify. She lost 20 pounds helping us, not because we overworked her.
Yeah.
It's because she learned the nutrition.
She learned the recipe.
These are a recipe.
I think everyone knows why it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the fun part though with like the demos or the informational things is that you are pulling people together and making it accessible, hosting at 125 Live or being, in a spot that they can get to.
And
So
you can inspire people. I mean, again, I don't want to always make it about me, but it's my experience. Like all of us, we all know what we've been through. And again, a year and a half ago, I was just convinced that. I mean, I felt terrible, and I was just convinced that's as good as it was ever going to be.
Mhm.
That my great days were behind me,
Mhm.
and I feel terrible. But today's probably the best day I'm going to have. Tomorrow is probably going to be slightly worse, and that's just the road I'm on. And I felt sorry for myself, and it was a tough, probably week, maybe 10 days, and then all of a sudden it was like you'll see other people that are my age or older that are doing so much better than I was.
Mhm.
Then you turn around and you're at the mall or something, and you see someone who's 20 years younger than me that's in way worse shape
Mhm.
than I am, and they both hit hard.
Yeah.
And and then you're like, there's only one person that can make me feel better. There's only one, and if he doesn't care, once you just give up, there's not much left.
But I
And
think, yeah. But like back to your pillars that you were talking about, the loneliness, the depression,
Right.
the isolation, chronic pain, all that stuff, like it does make you just want to, I'm not going out there anymore. I'm not exercising. I'm not eating right. I'm just sad.
But how many people fall into that and don't snap out of it, or they just for me, for whatever reason, I don't know, it just clicked, and it was like, it doesn't have to be this way.
Mhm.
The only one telling me that it has to be this way is me.
Yeah.
Right.
And if I change, and then then the hard part is you become so obnoxious. I feel like am very obnoxious at times because I feel better right now sitting here today talking to you guys. I feel better now than I have, and I don't think this is an exaggeration at all. I mean, for the people who've known me for a long time, physically, I haven't felt this good in probably close to 20 years. But then it makes you obnoxious because it's like, Tiff, you should do this with me. You guys, you should eat better. You shouldn't eat that. And it's like all of a sudden you go from this miserable fat guy to this, way less miserable, slightly less fat guy that all of a sudden knows everything that's going to tell you how to be healthy. And it's like, okay, you can't just flip that switch for everybody.
No.
So, you need someone like you guys that can educate. Because for me, I'm not educating. I'm trying to be helpful, but it's not.
You're becoming a police.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's what happens. You become obnoxious. You become this police. That's a great way to put it. And I don't want to be that guy either. But I want people, once you realize it's like I had all but given up on life getting better.
Sure.
And now it's like, guys, you don't have to be miserable. It's not easy. Mentally, it's not. Physically, it's definitely not easy. But it's it's doable, and you'll be so. I mean, I hate going to the gym. I go every day. I do not skip a day.
I don't know if you hate it as much as you used to.
Well, I still treadmills are boring.
Yeah.
And and I can't wait for the last set to be over, and I just not. I don't enjoy it.
I can pull you over to the CrossFit dark side if you'd like.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not that. Yeah, but I do when I walk out of the gym, I feel great, and it's probably the best part of my day. I mean, literally walking out the door, or showering after the gym and walking out the door. It's like that's the best part of my day. Now, my day doesn't decline. I don't want to make it sound like my day declines after that.
No, but you're on that high.
But you're on that high, and the rest of my day is awesome. But that is the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's not when I'm doing it. It's definitely not driving to go do it because I'm just, here we go again. But
I could also teach you a better time of day to do that.
I don't have time.
Nobody wants to work out at 5 in the morning.
Yeah. But if I don't get up at 4 in the morning, and it's my own fault. I'm busy, and I don't use busy as an excuse. I mean, you know me. I'm busy. I mean, I really am. I've got a lot going on, and it's my own fault. I've set all these things in motion that I have to be there for and do. But at the end of the day, I'm still committed to those things, and people are counting on me, so I have to be there. So the only time I have is I either have to do it late in the evening or early in the morning, and at night I'm done. I mean, there's no. My job is not high energy. I stand behind a counter. I don't, swing a hammer. I don't do anything crazy. I don't run marathons. But at the end of the day, after 7 or 8, 9 hours of that, I'm tired. I am still 54. So, I'm not as tired as I used to be, but I still wouldn't want to go to the gym at night.
No.
And, there's crowds at the gym at night, and I really don't care for people. So there's that.
Fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah. I mean, I go to the gym in the morning, and I wonder, when I'm there at 5, I look around thinking, how do you guys stay in business? I mean, there's nobody here. Now, today I went and met with my trainer at 1 o'clock in the afternoon just to talk. And I went in and the place was hopping. I'm like, good Lord, don't you people have jobs? I mean, you can't make me happy for the record. But I was just like, the place was just crazy busy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not working out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There's no way. I don't know. You people, it's way people-y in there. No thanks. I'll pass.
But talk about the people. Just like Tiff mentioned that during the cooking demo community event, we draw people there. But May's cooking has her basic principle. She want to be accessible, sustainable, economical, not easy. So that's how you make people. For example, now you look at GLP-1. Now you talk about how affordable it is, and people take supplements. I always feel like, do you make people feel that wellness is a privilege? You need to have money to buy it, to buy those things.
Well, how often do you hear people say it because I'm trying not to be obnoxious about it, but when I talk about eating healthy, that's the very first thing out of most of my friends' mouths is, well, I can't afford to eat healthy. And that's literally one of the first things they say. And to be fair, and you and I probably should talk about this at some point professionally, because I do take a ridiculous amount of supplements,
Mm.
and I'm telling you right now, if I were working for a decent wage, I honestly I probably couldn't afford to do what I do. To between the membership and the supplements, and at first when I was dieting, it really didn't bother me because I wasn't spending a lot of money on food.
Mhm.
But now I'm back to eating a decent amount again, and it's healthier foods, and it is more expensive. There's no question. I
Mhm.
have all the supplements. I mean, it's I hear people say, "Oh, I spend a couple $100 a month in supplements," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, all of that." I mean,
Mhm.
you can spend $200 in supplements. Doesn't go very far,
No.
really.
Right.
In good quality supplements.
But so like the healthy eating, May will give us some example ingredients. What are ingredients you usually use?
Yeah. So, like for example, if for you a health talk about brand, then the ingredient will be like the nuts and seeds, the flaxseed. If for the diabetes insulin resistant, then we have the beans.
Mm.
So I mean, all come together. But the education, like you know, I know that in the morning, I did devote the time to myself because I realized if I don't treat myself well, the first thing in the morning, then the rest of the day will be just be buried with all the work, right? And you get tired again of
You
it.
get tired. Yeah.
So that's why Lotus Health Foundation also offer a list of the accountable organization and speakers, experts in the world. Then you can find those health talk that actually online free, and while you are walking out for 30 minutes or 10 minutes, you can just listen to the health talk and then you gain the knowledge at the same time.
Mhm.
I normally chop the vegetable while I turn on the podcast and then just learn a lot of the new things. So there are so many ways that we can utilize our time as a business owner. Truly, we have to utilize our time smart.
Make the treadmill more acceptable, enjoyable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Time management's a big deal.
yeah,
I mean, it really is. It's all the education in the world only goes so far if you don't take the time to implement it.
right.
It's like 5 a.m.
I like to be up past midnight. So.
So the symposium, the purpose of the symposium is we want to bring the international great top-notch speakers come to our community. But truly, if we don't do that, probably a lot of people don't have the access to these well-known speakers, and that's the fact. And I hate to see people miss this opportunity. Later on, they say, that was the one that you invited.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important for the business, for local folks that to help us spread the word.
Mhm.
And while we put up this great show, we want to have the crowd to have a parties together. So again, I think that we want the community to grow. A healthier community means that we all learn and grow together. We want people to feel like aging. We can live younger while we are aging biologically, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's a purpose for
Yep.
this theme. The theme of this year.
And we will reveal the theme for next year during the symposium.
Oh,
Dun, dun,
fantastic. Dun, dun, dun. Well, guys, we've been at it just over an hour already. Is there any?
I thought it was a 2-hour show.
If that's what you want to do.
I think we have enough information. In fact, we actually can put all the link on this episode so people can go there to find out more detail. There's just a lot of the things that people shouldn't miss.
Yeah, absolutely. Any last points you want to make? Let's go back to Rochester Clinic for a minute. Anything we should mention? One last thing there? Or?
If you want to look at the root cause, for example, you have having pain, having issue for a long time, it's time to get a root cause analysis evaluation in Rochester Clinic.
All right, awesome. How about Lotus Health Foundation?
Never be too late. Never too late. Yeah, whether you're age 80, 90, you have the right to be healthy. The knowledge is the power. Empower yourself and to let your body heal.
That is great advice. It's funny. I just put a Facebook post up a couple days ago that said, "I wish I had made these changes when I was 30. I guess I'm stuck doing it at 50, starting over at 54." So that's, but that's, yeah, but that's it. Yeah, the best day to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best day today.
Today.
Today. That's
Yeah.
right. Tiff, how about you? Any last words?
Just an invite to the symposium. They're doing amazing things. It's it's a great collaboration between the
Well, one of the
resources
amazing
and
things,
everything's in the town.
one of the amazing things they did is brought you on board. So
I'm very
congratulations to all of
excited
you.
that I get to help plan and
Yes.
do that, and Elder Network is going to have a booth space
Oh,
there so that they
fantastic.
can connect with people on that
Mhm.
aging component. And I think we're potentially in talks for something else around memory care. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another grant proposal I received from the Minnesota Department of Health. So I'm still fine tuning my proposal, finding
Great.
partners. Yeah.
mhm.
Have you had a chance yet? I suppose. I mean, it's February in Minnesota, but have you ever? Has any of your, what am I trying to say, from Elder Network? Has anyone ever taken any of their elderly people they're helping or spending time with to the gardens yet?
I'm not sure if they've come to the gardens. It's a varying
Not everyone's going to
accessibility
be
thing.
interested in it,
Yep.
of course,
Yep.
too. But
But yeah, I think it would be something neat to.
yeah, that would be great
They
to get something to.
they do some group respite things, and that
Yeah.
could, I know they go on outings and stuff, so that could be something.
That would be great. Nice summer day, spring day, fall day, something like that. It's not
I,
crazy hot. And
you never know what you bring home.
Like,
yeah, that's
I
great.
brought a watermelon one day.
Awesome. Well, guys, just like last time, it was really great having you here. I really appreciate making the drive out and coming to see us. And we got Tiff to jump in with
Yeah,
us. This was a
Thanks
lot
for
of
letting
fun.
me
So
co-host.
yeah, we're gonna just to the crowd, to the whoever's listening. We are starting something new. We're gonna have co-hosts ideally on every episode, and we're gonna rotate. I have a chat group of multiple people that are interested, and I'm just going to put it out there every time we have a new podcast come up, and so we'll see some new faces. So again, Tiff, thanks for co-hosting, and thank you guys for coming out
Thank
tonight.
you for having
Good
me.
luck on the
Thank you.
symposium.
Mhm.
Yep, I'm excited. And
Come on out,
yes,
April 9 and 10.
Yes,
Yeah.
9 and 10.
perfect, guys. Have a great night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.